All right, man, is TJ Hockenson on the hot seat after they exercise his fifth year option. Let's talk about it. Thumbs on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button is the bell icon button. And once you look at it, he just doesn't justify um the top seven pick yet. I mean, he's had good years, but um so now they pick up an option for next season. So they don't have to pay him right away. I mean, obviously he wanted to get paid. He in Detroit. I think he being misutilized. And part of the reason he was drafted under another regime was because, of his ability to block. And nobody, you don't draft a tight end number 7 to block. You draft him to catch touchdowns. And he has one more year left on his contract. And 2 more years left on the contract to pick up the fifth year option. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2023 be his last season. I'm pretty sure he want to get paid. The Lions got a decision to make with 2 more years on his contract. And like I said before, if you can't utilize him, or you're gonna underutilize him and he can't stay healthy or whatever part of the process is, it's honestly time to make a decision. And it's a few decisions to be made. We trade him now for draft capital. We save him next year to try to get draft capital. If we right outside the quarterback range, we package him in an other first round pick, or do we just say, you know what? We took Jameson Williams, we got DJ Shark. Let's draw up a scheme that's going to allow him and and Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre Swift to own the middle of the field. You know, I think that's what it should be. It should be. They should really go out there and try to draw up offense that's going to allow him to dominate the middle of the field. And outside the hashes, I just don't like the way they draft these tight ends high and they don't utilize them. That's what I don't like. That's a big thing that I don't like. They draft these tight ends high. You don't see them really, exposing the seams and, looking at him going on deep out routes or lining them up in the backfield or on the outside as a matchup nightmare. You just don't see them being creative enough to justify him being the number 7 pick. And then you can make the case, well, he ain't been healthy. And that's fine and dandy too. You can make the case and say, well, he ain't been healthy, this, that, and the third. And, I get it. But, I just don't see them when he is healthy. It ain't like he always injured to feel like it. But when he is healthy, I just don't see them utilizing him and abusing him in matchup situations. I just don't see it. I don't see them, lining them up, forcing a double team, putting them in motion, lining them up the backfield, slot, getting matchup nightmares. Their offense just ain't been creative enough to get the ball. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a decision that got to be made, and these Detroit teams like to make these decisions. They like to make these decisions a little bit too late. Then they lose a lot of these players for nothing. Hold on, real quick. They lose a lot of these players for nothing. I mean, you could have said 2 years ago, you could have just got rid of them and got maximum value. And Detroit teams do it all the time. You look, you say 12 games played, 16. He did play all 16 in 2020. So he ain't really been that injury prone, but a lot of times you don't get healthier in this league. And he had 101 targets in 2020. Caught 67 of them. But him being a big target in the red zone, I really blame him possibly being on a bubble player if you're not paying him. He in a position where the top paid tight ends is getting ridiculous, and inflation is getting ridiculous. Look at gas prices and food prices. What I'm saying? It's getting ridiculous. And you look, kind of where he gonna be. Being in Detroit, you always gonna get taxed for top dollar. So you really looking at him probably getting anywhere from $17 to $20 million a year to surpass what George Kittle's got. That's you said, well, he's not better than Kittle's. He's not better than Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? He's not better than Mark Andrews, whatever. But staying in Detroit, they gonna always super tax you. And that's just what it is. They always gonna super tax you for playing in Detroit. He gonna want between 17 and 20. He might force a 20 and say, get me out of here. The tag probably gonna put him around 15, 16, 15. That's what the tag gonna put him around. It's 15. So I mean, the decision got to be made. I think the biggest decision is how do we get him to football and be creative and get him to football. I think part of them taking that kid from Virginia Tech is, maybe they might try to form a nice little double tight end duo like New England did with, Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. That might be the case, and that might be what needs to happen. Because they got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Him and Amon-Ra St. Brown should be tearing it up. And they just put him on these dumb routes. He always dragging or flaring out on the bootleg. How about had him run through the seams and make them squeeze in the seams that open up for everybody else? How about coming like he going through the seams and he going on an out or a dig? Put him on option routes, put him on the post. Let him stretch the field out. They did the same thing with Ebron. Ebron was somebody that's got vertical, and they kept putting him on these little short, dumb routes, these little flat flares to the flat, these little drags, these little dumb routes. Like, let him go run. When Ebron got to Indianapolis, he thrived. They stretched the field. Let Hockenson go out there and go one-on-one, and let him go up there and jump over cornerbacks. Let him split out there and get him on middle linebackers. Let him flare out and get up on safeties. Put them in motion. Bunch them up. Let them go on the wheel route. Let them go on that angle arrow route or that little angle slant route. They just not creative enough with him, man. If he was somewhere else, man, he'd be a perennial Pro Bowler year in, year out. He'd probably be trending towards one of the greatest tight ends ever to do it. But in Detroit, they draft these tight ends. They put them on these 2 or 3 yard routes, and it's dumb. You thought you had a tight end coach a coach that used to be a tight end that can expose that and do what he's doing for his full growth. But it's a question to be asked. And I think if he on the hot seat, I think he on the hot seat because he being misutilized and underutilized in Detroit. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notification, increase chance, get notification. We go live and drop a video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Financial want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, all my social media link subscription. Twitter's the fastest way than Facebook and Instagram. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think.